What's up, y'all? Polo Sports Talk and Entertainment. Here again with another one. Hit the like button, sub to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notifications so that you're able to get all of my content, all of my videos. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We're going to dive deep into it. All right. And as you know, good things and bad things, and good things and bad things, and good things and bad things, and even more good things and even more bad things happen. Right. And it played in Master's favor, you know. Uh, Master was pleased by Will Smith smacking the shit out of Chris Rock last night. You know, Master was displeased with Kyrie Irving coming in and prevailing and being able to play a home court game, his first game of the season in the Barclays Center. Master hated that. You know, look, we got to understand and we also got to wake up. Look, I think Will and we could go ahead and say it. Will is woke now, which he should have been woke a long ass time ago. Okay, uh, I don't have a problem with what Will did. I know people coming out there saying, "Oh, well, he shouldn't have did this, he shouldn't have did that." Look, the man felt the way he felt. Okay, uh, a lot of y'all are speaking from a perspective of not having kids or not having a wife or not dealing with entanglement and not even dealing with having to defend somebody or defend their honor because some of y'all really don't have the heart and the will. Now, some people might have approached it a little bit differently, like handle it, behind the scenes. But sometimes, man, you know, when it comes to emotions, the emotional standpoint of things, it's like the mentality that you have of do what you do right now, and then we'll deal with the BS later. It's like when let's say you're in the wrong, but your wife or your husband or your sister, your cousin, your brother, your mother, your father, your auntie, whoever, they defending you. But then afterward, they might be like, "Man, you were stupid for doing that shit or whatever." But I mean, some people may have felt that Will came off as a simp because of how Jada felt and everything. But I mean, any woman would have did like, "Oh, you just really gonna let that dude talk to me or something like that?" You know what I'm saying? And that sort of thing. And then honestly, they'll look at you like you're weak. So, um, but I think the point is that they wanted to see that. They wanted to see, two brothers, clashing like that, especially at a big stage like that. Everybody watches the Oscars. Even the people that you wouldn't expect watch the Oscars. You know, Master don't like to see Kyrie going into the Barclays Center. Master don't like to see Deshaun Watson keeping his cool at the press conference. Master don't want to see Deshaun Watson even suiting up. Master don't even want to see Kyrie Irving, much less playing. Because they want they want to control things how they want to control. But hey, Kyrie refuses to be a puppet. And also, when it comes to Will Smith and when it comes to Chris Rock, look at us. Look at us. This is exactly what they want to see. They want to get a kick out of it. Now, look, everything that you see on the computer, on the internet, on the screen, on social media, it's all about Will Smith. And on top of that, they're going to demonize him. They're going to demonize Will Smith or whatever. So we can't really win. Okay, so when we don't, when we sit up there and we do something great, is what I'm saying. And I guess the point that I'm trying to make is whether we do or whether we don't, they're gonna be displeased or dissatisfied regardless. But the thing about it is, the thing about us, and the thing that you should have in your mind, is that you really can't. You got to ignore the noise, and you got to ignore how Master feels, anyways. I'm not out here to please no Master, and you shouldn't be either. Kyrie's not here to please no Master. Will, he's not. He's not here to. He might have in the past, for certain roles, because the knock on Will, what has it been, that he's soft or he's a simp, or some people even say that he lives an alternative lifestyle because of the roles that he's had to succumb to. But listen, at the same token, at the end of the day, they still human beings, whether they up at the ladder or not. And listen, I'm gonna tell you something about this too. Man, there wasn't nothing fake or phony about that went down. Okay, like I said last night, nothing was fake or phony about that. What went down? Okay, that it was nothing fake or phony about that. Now he might have lost some stuff, might lose certain things that gonna lose his credibility, gonna lose, might lose certain roles, all this other stuff or whatever. But hey, they're gonna use it to their advantage. They're gonna use the controversy to sell, and they're gonna use the controversy to demonize him, and they're gonna use the controversy too to demonize us as black people, which is what Master wants. They're just sitting back and they're laughing. They're laughing at this. Sorry about that, y'all. They're laughing at this. They don't want to see you. They don't want to see you successful. It's just like on here, right? It's like on here. They want to see drama. They want to see guys going at each other. And I'm talking about really going at each other, threatening each other. I'm talking about brothers. My brothers out there. Even our sisters, our melanated sisters. They want to see us threatening each other. You know what I'm saying? Talking about each other, trolling each other. You know, disrespecting each other's family, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They get a kick out of that. They get a kick out of that. Like me, to me, it's not funny. It's not funny at all, because what it does is, it you might not think that it's destroying our credibility, but it is, as a black man. Because you got to think about it. They'll be like, that's why we can't give that nigger anything. That's what they thinking in the back of their mind. That's why we can't have any of those guys up there. It's like when they were talking about Bone Thugs and Harmony and everything, and they were like, "We're not against rap. We're not against rappers, but we are against those thugs." Man, you against rap, you against rappers, you against hip hop, you against our culture, you against everything that we try to do. But guess what? Really, in a sense, you're for us because you try to take from us. Now, let's say that the shoes was on the other feet, or let's say the tables was turned. Okay, let's say that had been Carson up there, Carson Daly, and let's say Carson Daly disrespected, you know, somebody like, well, I know they're not married anymore, but let's say it was like Ben Affleck and J Lo or something like that, and then Ben Affleck went up there and slapped the shit out of Carson Daly. guess what they would have did? They would have made excuses for that man. They'd have been like, oh well, he's been going through a tough time, with the divorce and everything, he'll be all right. But look, with us, oh my God, how could he do that at the Oscars? Look, there's a lot of stuff that goes on with white folks, with the other culture and stuff like that, but they just not telling you about it behind the scenes, all that stuff. They wanted this to happen. They wanted this to take place. And me myself personally, now I'm gonna be real, okay? Now, was I was I shocked at the fact that Will did it right in the middle of everything? Yeah, but I wouldn't have been shocked about it if it had happened back behind the scenes because from what I heard, there was it was Denzel and a few other guys I think it was Tyler Perry that were trying to restrain Will because he still wanted to fight Chris Rock or whatever. You know, I mean, and this type of stuff. Listen, this stuff happens within our culture all the time. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just so happen to see it. But see, the thing about it is what you're not realizing, man. Stuff like this goes on at at white at white folks celebrations and stuff like that, barbecues and banquets and stuff like that. I'll tell you a story right now, okay? I had to go to a football banquet one time, okay? Football banquet. So there was a lot of white folks there. And it was two coaches that did not get along. They were rivals or whatnot. And it's formal. So everybody's dressed up, everybody's there. So in case they win an award, uh, they could look presentable, so to speak. So in that type of setting, you would think that everybody is supposed to be on their best behavior. You're talking white folks now, right? And listen, there was a couple of black folks there. Well, actually, there was a lot of it was a big mixture, a mixed crowd there. But there was a lot of white folks there because you got to think you got some of the media there, you got newspaper there, uh, you got the school, like the booster club, and you got some people from that might be from different colleges, coming back just to attend and stuff like that. And so I think one of the coaches was getting up there to speak as he was receiving an award, and one of the other coaches had yelled and shouted and was saying all this profanity, all of this stuff towards the other guy, and he was saying, I mean, really obscene language as if they had been on the field, and the guy that was yelling and stuff like that, he he kept going on and on, and so the other coach he stepped from behind the microphone, and then he came and he said I'm gonna need you to calm down. And put his finger in his face and stuff like that, and they got the scuffling right there. Like, and we're talking about glasses. People had glasses of champagne, and uh, it was set up real nice. And these guys, two white guys, was on the ground fighting in dress clothes. messing up everything. And so then that's when they had, of course, the police was there and everything like that. Security. Nobody really thought that anything was gonna get out of hand, but they came there and they pretty much had broke everything up. But what I'm saying is, my point is that it goes down in their culture, but it's not talked about. But when we do something, when it's us, or we got disagreements within somebody, a little civil war, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Oh, it's on national TV. They'll be like, oh yeah, well we knew that this was gonna happen. Once Chris Rock was gonna become a host and everything. They're gonna say some shit like that. That they was, and you see that's what Master wanted to see. They don't like progression. They don't like us to evolve. They don't like our melanated sisters to be talked about in a good light. Matter of fact, they want them to be demonized in every possible way. You know, if they're not talking about any type of drama, um, any type of uh, us, believe it or not, killing each other, people not intrigued by that. Like I said, man, we live in a very evil society right now. And you'd be like, well, what this got to do with polo motivation? It's got a lot to do with polo motivation. Y'all, you see, you ought to be motivated by this in the sense that this is what they expect of us. At a job, right? They expect our people to be late. Because what's the stigma on us? Oh, black folks ain't never on time. They expect us not to clean up. What the stigma on us? A lot of black folks, they're messy. You know, what's the stigma on us? Well, he's not doing his job proper, which indicates that he's not intelligent. That's that's what they're thinking about us every single time. So we got to be on point. He doesn't know how to really conduct himself. Well, motherfucker, you don't. Because last time I checked, man, y'all got a lot of stuff that y'all got to take care of on the back end and stuff like that. You see it in shows, see it in all types of stuff, that are based on true stories. You watch like these different these different stories on TV about the crazy things that their culture do and everything. But I guess they sweep that under the rug. They don't ever talk about that. But because Will Smith is an icon, he's a dare I say polarizing figure. He's a guy that everybody knows, and for so many years he's been looked at a in a positive light, at least from white America and the onlookers and stuff like that. When he does something like that, and it's like, oh wow, this guy is black, and that's what they love to see. And they love to see two guys going into it because all they're gonna do is just capitalize on it, y'all. That's all they're gonna do. And a lot of y'all not hip to what's going on. Y'all think that this right here was a setup. Now I do feel like what Deshaun Watson, what he had went through, that was a setup. That was a setup. They wanted to see that, what went on with Deshaun Watson. They wanted to see that. They wanted to try to do everything that they can to sabotage him. That's what they wanted to see. Master wants to see this. They want to see this. And a lot of you clowns, y'all want to see it too. I like to say clowns and coons. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and call, some of the brothers, whose pages I go to, that might have a difference of opinion about the situation. I'm not gonna call them coons because they have a difference of opinion. There's some people that I talk to, behind the scenes. They really feel like Will shouldn't have did that, you know, and I respect that. I respect that. But uh, for the ones that are just sitting up here and they're saying everything, disrespectful, and they're coming from a place like, okay, well, you're not married, you've never been in a full blown relationship. Some of you have never been in a relationship for probably more than 2 to 3 months at a time. So you wouldn't understand. Will and Jada have been together for a long time, and some people feel like Will Smith doesn't have control of his own household. So that now they want to throw that into it. They want to throw that into it. All their business is out in the public, just like a lot of celebrities that are out here. What's up with it? Wait, what? All of your business is out there in the public, and that's what Master wants. They want our business to be out there, so they can judge and nitpick and say silly things. They they want this sort of thing. That's what they want. I laugh at it. I laugh at it. And a lot of the stuff that goes on and stuff, you should laugh. You should laugh at it too, because okay, if let's say Chris Rock would have punched him back on stage, then guess what? It would have been even worse. But now they just talking about Will Smith, Will Smith, Will Smith, Will Smith, Will Smith, all this other stuff. Every everybody's actually coming at Chris Rock like he a damn hero, right? But nobody was the winner in this at all. Nobody was the winner in this. Matter of fact, we were losers. Matter of fact, guess what? It's going to destroy Chris Rock's credibility. Credibility. I'm sorry. More than more than it destroys Will Smith's credibility, because it's like, okay, neither one of you don't know how to conduct yourself and stuff like that. At least that's what he gonna think. Look, that man, this was this was light compared to some of the stuff that we've seen. We got to be honest, man. You know, it's just like when in a basketball game, you, nobody has a problem, with guys fighting, guys getting into a scuffle, guys getting into it on the bench and stuff like that. If it was two white guys, right? But if it's two black guys, they really, family fights, man. And I'm not saying that these two are family or any of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say that, that like they're best friends or any of that. These celebrities, they go to different parties with one another. They go to different engagements. They do a lot of stuff, that is behind the scenes, such as the swinging aspect of life and stuff like that. I mean, let's just be real, man. We can't sit up here and fake like they don't be doing that sort of thing. And if you're faking like they do that sort of thing, then something's up with you. You know. But I trip out because now everybody and their mama is like talking about this sort of thing. But you know, this thing this happens in all cultures all the time. It's just that with us and it being at the Oscars, and the Oscars is something that a lot of people really watch. It's going to be heightened to a level in terms of what took place that you've never seen before. If you look, just go on social media. Look, the same picture that I got up right now, like a million other people got it up too. But I'm not doing it I'm not coming from a place of dramaticism or clout or views or looks or anything like that. I'm saying look at how they want us to be destroyed, and how they want us to destroy each other. And some people might be like, oh well, Will Smith, he messed up a bag and all this other stuff. Man, he ain't messed up no bag. He's secure for the rest of his life. So that's why like he comfortable in doing what he did. That he might have messed up, some things, but honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. Like they love, like I said, controversial figures and villains. They sell, and people want this sort of thing. They salivate at the mouth for this sort of thing. They are thirsty for stuff like this. They white media wanted this sort of thing so they could keep on talking about it. They're gonna keep on. I mean, they gonna use it as a driving force to try to demonize him, just like they were using the whole situation between him and Jada Pickett. They tried to use that to demonize Will Smith, and Jada, to demonize both of them guys, both of them. They tried to demonize, his whole family pretty much. But see, I don't want to go down that road. I really don't want to go down that road. I don't want to go down that road for the simple fact that that's a whole nother situation that I kind of feel differently about. If and just to say the least, they put their own self in that situation right there. First and foremost, you put your own self in that situation when you became a megastar, when you became an icon, when you said that you wanted to rap, when you said you wanted to be an entertainer. You put yourself in that situation. Okay, so that right there automatically people are gonna put you under a magnifying glass. So when something happens between y'all and everything, people are gonna be like, "Oh my God, what's going on with Will Smith? What's going on with Jada Pickett? Da, 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 da," all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? That now in the case of Kyrie Irving, Master wanted no parts of that. Matter of fact, they didn't want the Brooklyn Nets to have him play, and they didn't listen. You got these stupid motherfuckers sitting up there calling guys like Sean Mark and Steve Nash heroes. And listen, I don't have nothing against Steve Nash, like personally or nothing like that. But how are they the hero? How are they the hero? They didn't lose any money. They didn't sacrifice anything. I didn't see Steve Nash. I mean, yeah, he may have said that he had his support and everything like that, but you honestly think that him or Sean Marks was gonna do uh, the opposite of what other people wanted him to do? No, because they care about their job security. Kyrie Irving could care less about any of that stuff. He could care less about any of that stuff. Matter of fact, I, I think that if Kyrie Irving did not play another game on the court, I don't think it really would have mattered. It really wouldn't have mattered because he stood for something. Now, I don't like the fact. See, what Master wants is that they want people to put it on the level of a Muhammad Ali or put it on the level of some of these other figures that came before him and stuff like that. No, we're not doing that. But some people have the right to feel the way that they feel. If they feel like it's on the level of Ali and they see him as a hero, some of these little kids, that's growing up now to be able to share their story and stuff and be able to say what they witnessed. Hey, that's on them. That's on them. So I have no problem. I have no problem at all with with people saying that Kyrie Irving is a hero, but it's these Oreo, it's these coons that try to get on TV, that try to sit up here and minimize what he did, you know, and saying that he put himself, he's selfish and he put himself above everything. Well, look at it. Obviously, it worked. Now we could go and we could have some conspiracy. We could say, oh, the reason why they really lifted the mandate was, due to baseball and all that other stuff. I get it. I understand. I understand you might feel that way, but at the same token, I mean, how can you sit here and automatically, just assume that, being that what he went through, hey, it still worked regardless. And we're not talking about just some little market or something like that, where people rarely, come through. We're talking about New York. We're talking about, you know, who a lot of people consider the mecca of basketball. But that's what Master wanted to see. That's what Master didn't and did want to see. Closing everything. He wanted to see a guy like Will Smith and Chris Rock. Matter of fact, they wanted. Listen, I'm gonna take it even further. They wanted to see Chris Rock and Will Smith exchange blows. That would have been even greater for them. They would have really truly loved that. And they didn't want to see Kyrie Irving succeed and be successful and continue playing. So that's all I got. Polo Sports Talk and Entertainment. Like the video, share it, subscribe, hit them notifications. Till then, man, I'll get at y'all later.